You're watching Rules of the Game on Rider Nation Station, brought to you by Minster Bank, Plus One Professionals, Albert Sporting Goods, American Legion Post 323, Fowler's TV, Eagles Lodge 767, Speckman Automotive, Auglaize Audiology, Rabel's Auto Service, American Manufacturing Solutions, VFW 9289, Auglaize Equipment Rental, Guarneri's Pizzeria, Vogel's Bake Shop, Schaff Auto Sales, Miller Funeral Homes, and Spees Chiropractic and Wellness Center.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Rider Nation Station's Rules of the Game with Mark Cisco. I'm Joe Hurlbert, sitting in for the vacationing Zach Farrell. And Mark, it's good to have you with us.
Always a pleasure, Joe.
Well, let's first of all, before we get into taking a look at the clips, anything new and unusual take place?
Not really. I did hear of a play that happened somewhere in the state a week ago. Offensive team is snapping from their own 3-yard line. Okay, backed up in their own 3. I mean, they're coming out, 4th and, 12 or whatever it might be. They snap the ball into the end zone, the punter catches it, and he kicks it, but he kicks it straight into the back of his up guy. Okay?
Got it.
The ball bounces out of bounds while it's still in the end zone. All right, so the ball never leaves. It just goes, they were snapping from the hash, and it just rebounds off the up guy and goes out of bounds. What do you got?
I'm thinking touchback.
Thinking touchback, and I'm seeing from our esteemed director over here touchdown signal. You're both wrong.
Safety.
Safety.
Yeah. That was my second guess.
That is not what the crew did.
Really?
They got together, talked about it, and finally decided to bring the ball out, put it on the closest 40-yard line, give it to the defensive team who, caused all this, and 1st and 10, we're going in. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me what's significant. I have no answer for that. Actual play.
Why the 40-yard line?
That's what I wanted to know. I can understand touchback, signal, touchdown. I can understand that kind of. But in fact, it is a safety because the offensive team put the ball in the end zone of their own accord and it never came out. So if you think of it that way, it's got to be a safety.
Absolutely.
So anyway, that's my good one for the week.
That's awesome. This question. Are the officials and the state starting to put teams together for the playoff run?
Assignments have been issued, most of them. There will be some, they've assigned the Saturday games to crews, and they're waiting for all those to come back in before they assign the Fridays, because what they're trying to do is say, okay, how many guys from Friday are we going to have to put on Saturday due to some of the officials working college games, things of that nature. But by the end of this week, the crews will have been assigned for the second round through the state championships. And on the first round, which is, I guess, week 1 of the playoffs, normally they're going to assign crews, like my regular season crew, somewhere in this northwest part of Ohio to work as a crew, our normal crews. After that, then we get separated or moved around or whatnot. Now, I'm fortunate. I will tell you that our crew retains 3 other guys on my crew that I normally work with, and we'll be working 6-man crew at that point. So it's a positive thing for us. And it's nice to work with the same guys.
Absolutely.
Although I will tell you, with 39 years in, that it's nice to work with other folks as well, because you get a chance to meet other people. And normally the folks that you're working with, they don't want to let the rest of the crew down. And there's a little bit of more focus.
Sure.
Sometimes.
Sure.
With different folks from different parts of the state.
Now, what's your chances of getting a state final game?
Slim and none at this point.
Seriously?
Yes.
Now, why is that?
Those assignments have already been made. They're made. They're based on.
And who do I see? Who do I go to talk about?
I could give you a couple names, but we're going to be good.
Well, you've been doing it a long time.
Long time.
And and as your years start to end,
I had a state final, several years ago, and it is what it is. A lot of guys are getting the opportunity. It used to be you saw the same folks over and over and over.
That's true.
You know that.
Absolutely.
And you played for the same guys that I played for that were around when I started officiating and all this other stuff. So there's a lot of people getting good opportunities, and there's a lot of good officials in the state.
Good.
And normally they're rewarded with those semifinals and final games.
And rightfully so.
Absolutely.
Now, one other question before we take a look at last week's clips. Remember, was it last year, I believe, the headbutting incident with the Dayton Dunbar player with the official? The last that I had heard at one point in time, there was supposed to be assault charges filed on that. whatever happened to that?
I think there were charges filed. Now, I know the attorney for the player was fighting them, obviously. That's his job to do that. I don't know what the status of that all panned out, but, charges should be filed in that situation.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of thing's got to stop. And we talked about the incident of the crew a couple weeks ago in the Columbus area being barricaded in their locker room with a vending machine from the outside and couldn't get out. I know they've consulted the police department and the prosecutor's office about that, and I think things are going forward there as well, as they should.
Right. Absolutely.
I mean, it's just part of the deal where if the OHSAA and folks in general don't do something about the activities that are outside of the control of the officials, so to speak, there won't be games played on Friday night.
It'll get worse.
It will get worse.
Absolutely.
It will get worse.
Well, let's take a look at our clips. Now, keep in mind, Rider Nation Station wasn't there, so we really I don't have the context of what happened. As I was looking through these clips, if I saw a yellow flag, I pulled it. So
We'll do the best we can.
This one here, I don't really know what this one's all about. It's hard to see. There was a flag. I'm going to ask you, what do you see in this particular play?
Well, everything looks good to start there. That looks okay. I mean, where's the flag coming from? Don't know.
There it comes.
We're coming right back in the middle. That was kind of a late flag right there. I don't know. Maybe we have a low block that was late. Let's see if there's something there that triggers this.
I thought, in all honesty, if we look at it again, I thought the center might have leaned just a little bit before he snapped the ball. I believe it's number 65.
Okay, well, that could be, but it's hard to get the center for maybe a false start, because then they should have shut it down right away.
True.
I mean, was he leaning? Quarterback goes under.
There,
Possibly, but the play shouldn't have progressed that far. We should have had a whistle and everything else. It seems like the kids played it out, and there's no stoppage from anybody, and then we got a late flag.
Absolutely.
I wish I knew.
This next one this is a 5-yard penalty against the Rough Riders, and again, we'll have to take a look and see what you see.
Looks good. Must have been a false start, and they're looking out to the right there. Might have been the wide receiver possibly moved just a little bit, or something with the wing back. The director, I think, has got it. Let's just take a look, and maybe he can show us what's going on. Oh yeah, yep.
Oh,
there it
you
is.
go.
It's the tight end.
There you go.
It's the tight end. He's the
Ryan
one that
Myers.
moved, and that's easy to see.
It is. This next clip, I believe this penalty is going to be on Kenton.
Oh, we got multiple things going on there. Two of them. Let's see. That's something out on the corner, it looks like. Oh, they got him for a low block, 27 right there.
Okay.
Now, whether he actually did he get tripped? Did he just fall down? Did he go down? Yeah, he's out in the open there. He takes out the pulling guard, which
Okay.
is, you
Okay.
can have an illegal low block against the defense. And
So would both flags be toward
yeah,
toward
because
that?
the referee's looking there, the wing guy's looking there, and they both have that block, so that's a good call.
Now this next one here, the Rough Riders get happy feet, and I think they jump. That's pretty obvious.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious. They were listening to the snap count and not watching the football on that one.
This next clip, this is a late flag that comes in.
Looks like maybe in that same series, possibly.
There's a late flag.
Wow. Well, if our director can show that to us again, I'm not
seeing
they
any.
can call defensive pass interference there, maybe. Somebody coming down, they come in.
Ball touch. It looks like he touched the ball before he got to him.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that call. I would maybe if I was out there, I'd want that one back. And the wing guy's got a bad angle, and the back judge maybe should have helped with that and come over and said, "Hey, what do you see?" And then they should have talked about it probably.
And I'm not sure. Is this
Pass interference call maybe? I'm guessing on St.
Yep.
Mary's. And the Kenton coaches will tell you that they go fast. Well, their fast is lining up, and which is fine. I mean, that probably was.
I agree.
That probably
I agree with that.
was because it early contact there. It looks like from the defender. Yep, tried to go through him a little bit. That was a good call right there.
And the next clip is the same
That was a
play,
good get.
just from the end zone. Well,
Yeah,
it's
a
not-
little,
it's
little
kinda-
late
it's
to
kinda
see
hard-
that.
it's
The other,
kinda-
the sideline was a little better, but yeah,
it's
that
kinda
was a
hard
good
to
call
see.
by the wing guy.
This next one, of course, I'm not sure what this call is all about.
We have a hold maybe thrown by the umpire. All right, well, let's see. It would have to be, yeah, probably right there.
Was he
51,
drug-
maybe
drug his
shoved him
arm?
in the back, possibly. But it's interesting to see where that play started, and if that's what the call was, if it was a block in the back.
Let's go to the next clip because it's the same play from the end zone. So
Yeah,
maybe
it
we'll-
might
maybe
be
we'll,
a-
maybe we'll get a better view of this one.
51 is the right guard. All right, we'll watch him and see what happens here. On him.
Block from
Okay, if he calls a hold there, that's not a good call because he really didn't hold him. I don't believe. If he's getting him for pushing him in the back, that's still not a good call in my opinion because he never lost contact, and the contact started at the line of scrimmage and it started from the front. And if the defender turns and he still got him, then we're good because he still got him right there, still has him, and really doesn't hold the jersey in my opinion.
Right.
So, not sure I like that call, either one of them. No, we're still good there. We're not holding on to
now
him.
he's got his hand up along the. I don't know if he grabs onto him or not, but if that be the case, he wouldn't be able to see from
And
behind.
the referee's right there
He
looking
won't-
at that, so we don't have a hold from the front side.
right.
Okay. We'll just move on from there.
All right, I have a question on this one. We'll take a look at the clip, and then I'll ask you the question. Is he allowed? Here's my question. I think is he allowed, number one,
Okay.
Tyke Heel, is he allowed to put his hands on him if he is behind the line of scrimmage?
Yes.
Because he is behind the line of scrimmage. So
Yes. Let's see where we're snapping it from, like the 41 or the 44. Okay, so we're right there. It's
So
not
he's
a
right-
problem.
I don't think there was a flag call.
No, then there shouldn't be right
But my
there.
question was, is he permitted to do that?
Yes, he is. In fact, he could come and block him. He can't tackle him because then you have a holding call there, but a ball that's thrown to a receiver behind the line of scrimmage is not subject to pass interference rules. Okay? But the defender can hold, but he can also block him and push him without issue. So what he's doing there is perfectly fine. And even if he were downfield a little bit, I mean, a little pushing and a little hand checking is not going to get called. Okay. It's when you extend the arm and you create separation as we have issues.
Okay. This next clip, question on this one. Right there. That's not a block in the back?
That is. That is.
No call.
No call.
Well, here's my theory. Here's my thought.
You give me your thought, and I'll give you mine.
This is late in the ball game.
Okay?
We're probably running continuous clock.
Probably.
Let's get out of Dodge.
That's part of it. The other part of it is, okay, it's not, and the tackle's made right there. That block probably does not spring him, although you could say, well, it might. Okay? But the tackle's made right there. So is there an advantage gained by the block? Okay. That and the time's running, and we may have, sub-varsity players in that may have.
Right.
But the other part is maybe the back judge wasn't focused there. He was focused on the runner and didn't see the block, and maybe he decided to pass on it too.
True.
But yes, technically yes.
All right. Now, our last clip that we have, my question to you, if we stop it right there, is the offensive tackle too far off the line of scrimmage? And what's the explanation to make him legal?
It's tough. The angle's a little tough, but normally to be on the line of scrimmage, the lineman on the line of scrimmage, their head, hand, foot, or whatever must break a plane that's drawn through the center's waist. from side to side. So think of a plate of glass going right through the center's waist from sideline to sideline. If he has his hand, head, whatever, breaking that plane of glass, so to speak, the center's waist, he's good. If he's back too far, then it creates advantageous blocking angles for the lineman, and you can't have that. Right. All right. Now, the wingback out here, he's fine. He's in the backfield. His rules are a little different. To be considered not on the line of scrimmage, he must not be breaking the waistline of the player closest to him that's on the line of scrimmage.
And
he's fine. Okay. The wingback is fine.
And to touch base on that, what you just said, if he happens to break the plane, then you got too many men on the line of scrimmage.
Well, you can't have too many men on the line of scrimmage, but you can have an illegal formation, because if he breaks the waistline of that tight end right there, then he's known as a neither nor guy, because he's not in the backfield. But if he's not breaking the waist of the center, he's not on the line of scrimmage either. So now you have an illegal formation. Now, over the years, have the officials and the powers that be kind of relaxed their thoughts on those things? Yes. Because they tell us, put him where he's supposed to be. We know he's probably supposed to be in the backfield, right, because they're allowed 4. And the quarterback's 1, the 2 halfback, fullback, and now this wingback. That would make 4. So we're going to put him there, unless it's really egregious. And we hardly ever call the illegal formation.
And here, I guess the reason what caught my eye is if you look at the hand of the tackle that we're talking about,
right,
is 1.5 yards back.
True, and I get that the angles is a little deceiving here, but it could be. But I don't think that one probably is. That one is not. That one's not terrible.
Okay, very good.
Great.
Well, that's going to wrap up our clips. Who you got this week?
We're close. We have a home game this week, really close in the MAC. I'm not going to tell you where we're going to be, but we're close.
Are you close?
It's a 20-minute trip for me. So.
Well, very good.
But that takes in a lot of teams from where I am. So.
It does. Well, have a good one.
Thank you.
Once again, we want to remind everybody that Rider Nation Station will be on the air tonight at 6:35. This is the Hall of Fame game. We're going to be on with our pregame show at 6:35 so that we can bring you all the Hall of Fame festivities and all the inductees that will be there, and it should be a super time here at Grand Lake Health Systems Field. Next week, Zach Farrell hopefully will be back from his trip, and so he'll be joining you next week. So once again, thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Joe.
For Mark Cisco, I'm Joe Hurlburt. Until next week, so long, everyone.
You're watching Rules of the Game on Rider Nation Station, brought to you by Minster Bank, Plus One Professionals, Albert Sporting Goods, American Legion Post 323, Bowers TV, Eagles Lodge 767, Speckman Automotive, Auglaize Audiology, Rabel's Auto Service, American Manufacturing Solutions, VFW 9289, Auglaize Equipment Rental, Guarneri's Pizzeria, Vogel's Bake Shop, Schaff Auto Sales, Miller Funeral Homes, and Speed's Chiropractic and Wellness Center. Thanks for watching another episode of Rider Nation Station. Help us help you by subscribing on YouTube or following us on Facebook.